Hey everybody, and welcome back to Autumnly at Home. Today we are going to do our first large grocery haul in our new house. If you are new to this channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. That way you can follow along on this journey as our family has just bought an 85-year-old farm. But for today, we are going to do a large grocery haul. We just got back from vacation where our family went to the beach for a week. We went with other family as well, and we had an amazing time. We had so much fun just exploring the beaches. They were doing a beach refurbishment project, so there was a pipe going along the beach, so we spent a lot of time at the pool, but we did still get to enjoy the beach, and it was beautiful. Fun, sweet memories with the kids and my husband. I'm so grateful for those. So now we need to restock our pantry and go grocery shopping because we don't even have milk. We don't have anything right now. So we're going to completely restock. I normally like to go grocery shopping for a week's worth of groceries at a time, but today I'm probably going to limit it down to like 4 or 5 days just to make sure that we are getting all the essentials and everything kind of back in order, and just to get something here for us to eat. That way we don't have to go out to eat, because we actually live on a farm. If you're new to this channel, we bought an 85-year-old farm out in the middle of nowhere, and it takes at least 30 minutes to get into civilization, which is fine. We do have a Dollar General not far from us, but the haul to get all the way to a grocery store, the drive there and back is over an hour. So I just want to make it worth our while, and 30 minutes really isn't too bad when you're actually living on a farm. So I'm not not complaining, but we do have to go out. I'm going to go ahead and grab all the groceries and hopefully the things that we need for the week, and let's go ahead and get started. Let me tell you, that vacation was much needed after the craziness of moving twice. So we're really grateful for it, and you know, now trying to get back to a normal routine is going to be interesting. We just got to Aldi, and I have my grocery bags here as well as my Aldi quarter. We are going to go on in and go grocery shopping, but I do want to mention that Aldi has requested in the past that I not film inside the store. So out of respect for them, I'm not going to, but I would love to share with you guys after we get home all of the things that we have bought and do a grocery haul review with our large grocery haul so that you can see everything that we've gotten and what we use it for. This is a new grocery store for me, a new Aldi, so we will see how it goes. Okay, so I just finished grocery shopping. I ended up getting everything that I needed and some more than I needed. I had a grocery list, I had a plan, but I went inside and I got kind of excited about meal prepping and meal planning and getting all the things, because it has been a while since I have had my kitchen, my utensils put together, my kitchen semi put together, and just being able to like cook our own food. And I was trying to avoid cooking a lot before we left for vacation, just because obviously you don't want it all to go spoiled and all the extra dishes when we're already trying to unpack. Now, we still have a lot of unpacking to do. However, I want to get back to eating semi-healthy because we've been eating a lot of just not healthy food at all. But I also was very proud of myself because even with all of the extra meals that I bought, I still stayed within budget. We typically like to have a budget of $150 per week for our family of 6. We are a family of 6. I have 4 kids, and usually $150 is about what we spend on groceries. I actually came out of there spending $140.40. So I was $10-ish under budget, and I still got everything that I needed. I even bought multiple ground beefs and meats and all kinds of stuff. We did have some things at home, like I already had some chicken in the freezer, like chicken breasts. So I utilized things like that first, but that's very average. That's very normal for my family. very common for my family. We do a lot of leftovers. We try to shop our pantry first, and I definitely did that before I came, so I kind of had an idea of what we had, which wasn't much. But I was able to get a lot, and I will go home. I'm probably going to feed my kiddos. If we eat any of the groceries between now and when I can review it, I will keep the wrappers so that you guys can see it and see everything that we got. But I will share with you this evening all the things. We will do a large grocery haul review this evening. We just got home, so now it's time to unload. Hey everybody, we are back. The kids are in bed, they're asleep, so I have the house nice and quiet, and I have a confession to make. We actually ate through quite a bit of the groceries, and I did save some of the wrappers, but I kind of accidentally forgot and threw some of them away. But I will discuss them. I will let you know everything that we got. I can show you the receipt at the end as well. That way, if you're interested in knowing prices or what that looks like, of course, you're welcome to look at that. But let's get started. All right, you guys, so for dinner, we did breakfast for dinner, and then for lunch, we did biscuit pizzas. So I got 2 cans of biscuits. That's one of the items that and the pepperonis are 2 of the things that I accidentally threw away, because as soon as I got home, the kids were starving for lunch. So I fed them. We enjoyed it because pizza biscuits are so fun to make for the kids. They just take the biscuit, like a canned biscuit, they get to flatten it out on a pizza tray or like a baking dish, a cookie dish, whatever it is that you have that you can stick in the oven that you normally bake biscuits on. They flatten them out. We put a little bit of tomato sauce on them, or I had leftover marinara sauce, so we were able to utilize that. I also had leftover mozzarella. So we used those 2 leftovers. I added pepperonis for whoever wanted them, and we ended up using the whole pack of pepperonis, so that worked out well. As well as the biscuits. You just bake them at a normal biscuit time that it says on the back of the biscuit can, stick them in the oven. It works out great. They love it because they get to hand make it, and it's just such an easy win, and it was quick. So we did that, but I wasn't able to save those ingredients. So that was the pepperoni bag. That was just regular original pepperonis, as well as 2 ALDI brand biscuit cans. And then for dinner tonight, we did breakfast for dinner. Breakfast for dinner, I was able to get this pack of bacon, which again, we ate it. So this is what it looked like after I cooked it on I don't know if you can see that really well without, there we go. I cooked it on a black, like a cast iron skillet, and then this is the wrapper that we got. If I'm being completely honest, this flavor, the hickory smoked bacon, wasn't my favorite flavor. I actually like the applewood more, but it was about $7-ish. Again, I'll show you the receipt afterwards. And we also did protein pancakes. My husband loves these protein pancakes. These are chocolate chip. They do have other options for flavors as well. And you can decide how much protein you actually want in these, which is really cool, because it depends on how much milk and egg you add to it. But we always go for the 18-gram version of the protein, and it turns out great. So I did a 1 pan, like I did 1 cast iron, and I was able to utilize that 1 cast iron for the bacon. Then I cooked the pancakes on it, and then I cooked the eggs, and that worked out really well. Next up, we have the egg carton here. This is, again, empty. We went through 1 full dozen in 1 evening, which is why we want our own chickens, because if we do breakfast for dinner, which is one of my kids' absolute favorites, then obviously we tend to utilize them. I actually ended up going through 1.5 dozen because I utilized some of the eggs for this as well. So I ended up using all of our eggs that we had in the house for tonight. So I may end up needing to actually get some more at some point, but we'll see. And then of course I got butter. Who does not need some nice butter? We love Irish butter as well. Aldi has a grass-fed butter that is really good. It's more pricey, obviously, because you're getting the grass-fed butter versus the just regular butter. But we don't mind this either. The grass-fed butter is one that I typically like to use more for like breads or maybe a topping of some sort or garlic bread, that kind of thing. Next up, we have our heavy whipping cream. This is something that I utilize for potato chowder, and my son it's his absolute favorite. I know what you're saying. It is summertime, it is hot, and that is definitely a fall winter meal. However, he begged for it and I caved. So I said that I'm more than happy to make it. My whole family loves the potato chowder because it's nice and creamy. We make it from scratch now. I used to buy the cans of cream of potato at Walmart, and you can still do that if you want to grab that, mix in a couple of hash browns or slices of cheese or whatever, do it. It's an easy way of doing it. Sometimes I like to add in like chicken broth or heavy whipping cream, which is what this is, as well as, of course, you want to add in your potatoes. So I make my own cream of potatoes using real potatoes. So that's what this is for as well. We also love to add in shredded cheese or even sliced cheese, whatever you have. It's so simple, salt and pepper. And then I also love to add bacon in. So we do have that leftover bacon right here from tonight for dinner. I had the leftover bacon. I also frequently use, and I have them in case we want them, but I frequently use bacon bits as well. And that's so easy. You just throw it all in a pot. Once you make the roux with the potato, and you can do that using grease or butter. Potato chowder is just so simple. It's one of those quick go-tos that you can just throw everything into a pot and kind of make it. Now, when you're making it from scratch using potatoes, that's like an extra step. But if you want to just make the simple ones, you can just buy the cream of potato already made, and you don't have to make your own using a roux. But that is one of our meals for this week. Again, because he requested it. I'm gonna save it for in the evening, not a lunch, because it is a hot meal. It's one of those that you kind of think of it being a fall and winter one, but we have it and I'm gonna make it for him. We obviously got a gallon of milk as well. We have already gone through a large portion of it, so I'm kind of questioning whether I should have gotten more than one. We do our best though to meal plan, and this really, tonight was one of the big nights that we were gonna use it. Apart from that, we will use the milk for like protein shakes or cereal, maybe some baking, but I'm not really doing a whole lot of baking right now, mainly because I'm trying it. I'm pushing myself not to cook too much, because otherwise I stay in the kitchen doing dishes and I really want to get my house unpacked. We have shredded cheese. This is gonna go and be coupled with these ingredients right here. I will show you these as well. And this one I'm kind of making up. I saw like a short or a reel on a recipe that I thought looked fantastic, and it looked super simple. So I'm gonna kind of steal it and kind of make it into one that I think my family would like. They did put zucchini in theirs, they put other ingredients as well, but I'm gonna kind of simplify it and maybe try to do it as like a skillet cast iron type meal. But to do that, we got the ground beef right here. I'm gonna brown it and put taco seasoning in it just like I would if I were making tacos. And then while doing that, I'm gonna add the ALDI brand of Rotel tomatoes, and they taste just as good. I don't really notice a big difference. They are a little spicy, but Rotel tomatoes are as well. So it has tomatoes and green chilies in it. I also have black beans, which my kids love. So we're doing black beans in it. And then corn. I am gonna drain both of these and kind of rinse the black beans so that it doesn't have that black gooiness on it. And then rinse these, or not rinse these, but drain these as well. And then we add it all into one big skillet with taco seasoning and mix some cheese on top of it. And then you have like a healthy-ish version. They did grilled zucchini as well, but I don't know if my kids would eat that. So that would be almost like a taco bowl. And I'm thinking if my kids don't like it plain, then we could always add it on top of chips, almost like a nacho bar type thing. So we're gonna try it and we'll see how they like it. I kind of liked the idea of doing the zucchini, but I was afraid my kids, since it's a new recipe, they may not eat it if I did that. And we also have onions that I plan to put in there as well. So I got the purple onions. Normally I just get yellow onions, but I also really wanted to make some salsa, or pico de gallo. I would love to make some pico de gallo because it's that season and we haven't had any fresh veggies in a while because we were on vacation. So it's nice to finally get some of that back in. And then we also cover that taco mixture with the Colby Jack cheese. You can do whatever cheese that you want. This is just one of my kids' favorites, so we go for this one as well. And we use it for all kinds of stuff because we can also use it for tacos or cheese quesadillas, just We like to keep a pack of shredded cheese in the fridge at all times. Normally I go for the cheapest one, and usually that's one of the like extra sharp cheddar shredded cheeses, just whatever one's cheaper, or the block cheese. But I don't know where my cheese shredder is right now, or I don't know where any of my stuff is right now. So I need to find all of that before I can actually buy the block cheese again. I do have knives that I could use, but that takes forever. So we are going to go with pre-shredded for now. And then once I can find my shredder again, I will get the block cheese, because that is cheap. If you get block cheese and can shred it yourself, or even just slice it yourself, so much cheaper than pre-shredded. Like, you're saving $2 or $3 per bag or per block. And for a 1 pound bag of shredded cheese, for a 1 pound block of cheese, you're saving a lot of money. And all of those things add up. Okay, next up, I have Caesar croutons and Caesar dressing. And the reason for that is I have 2 large family packs of chicken breasts in the freezer, and I have multiple meals I can use them for. So in my mind, I could change my mind later, but for now, I would love to do chicken Caesar salad, because, or even blackened chicken Caesar salad, because my kids love Caesar salad. They love salads in general, whether it's Caesar or ranch, and we haven't had a Caesar salad in a while. So I thought it would be fun to make a Caesar salad with the grilled chicken on top of it, and that would be a healthy option for us to partake in. And I'm trying to go in a more high protein and lower calorie-ish diet. Now, I say diet, really it's more of trying to just lifestyle, because we still throw in the unhealthy meals. Like today, for example, the pizza biscuits. Those are definitely not healthy, but I think slowly over time, even if you just make one right decision, that's better than nothing at all. That's what I'm gonna at least tell myself. For the Caesar salad, I also got pre-shredded Parmesan cheese. I checked. Our Aldi usually carries like the wedge Parmesan cheese, and it's delicious. It's absolutely delicious. I love it. But again, I don't have my cheese shredder right now. So I went ahead and got pre-shredded, but looking at the price tag, this is actually a lot cheaper and a much better price than the non-shredded Parmesan, but I think that you get more if you get the wedge. I'm not positive. I would need to double check that. If you know, you can put it down in the comments, but either way, this is actually cheaper, whereas the other type of cheese, if you shred it yourself, it's cheaper. So either way, we got it for Caesar salad, and we're gonna enjoy it with that. That's what this is for. My other things are 2 cream cheeses. Yes, I got 2, and this falls under the category of not healthy. But my kids love bagels. And again, it's been a little while since I've gotten to actually make bagels for them. I like to bake them myself as well. But because we're cutting back on that at the moment, I would love to start back sometime soon. But for now, we are going to actually be buying our bagels. We love everything bagels, but I also thought it would be fun to get originals, because I enjoy making a sandwich out of an original bagel. I've never tried a sandwich out of the everything bagel, but the original bagels make great sandwiches. So I got both, and my kids love having them for breakfast. And again, one of the things I haven't found yet is my toaster. I need to find my toaster. It's here somewhere. It's in one of the boxes. I am slowly working through the boxes, but it's hard when you have 4 kids. So encouraging words. If you have moved and it took you a while to unpack, definitely put that down in the comments. Moving on, I also got, this is one of our easy go-to fast food meals instead of actually eating out fast food. If you are a crazy mama like I am with multiple kids, I'm a mom of 4, like I said, and we sometimes stay on the go. Now this year we are making big changes, and I'm excited that we are starting homeschooling. So that also means that I'm going to be cooking more. There's going to be a lot of more meal prep, because I'm going to be feeding breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Whereas before, anytime school started back, the kids would eat breakfast and lunch at school because they could eat there for free, and that just made the most sense, because here they might eat some cereal or a bagel with cream cheese, whereas at school they always had a hot breakfast almost every day. So it worked out great. But because we moved out to the country, to the farm, we have decided to homeschool most of our kids. We are going to be flexible with that. I want it to be whatever works best for them. So we are going to try it. I'm excited about it. I think they're excited about it, which is even better. And with that, I want some fast go-tos. If you are a crazy busy mom and you have to feed a whole herd of people, or even just one, but you stay on the go, you don't want to have to stop at fast food all the time. So I usually keep at least 1 or 2 meals in my house, in my kitchen, that I know weren't technically planned meals, but are my fast go-to meals. That way they're kind of my version of fast food. These right here are for that night that I'm trying that new dish that is using the ground beef, as well as these canned goods right here, because that is kind of my backup plan, is if it doesn't turn out to be enough or good enough for just a meal in of itself, again, I want to try to do something healthier, which means that we cut out the carb version, or like the chips and the extra calories. Now, I do have, some of us, our dietary needs are different than other members of my family, so they need a lot of protein and or more carbs than the rest. And I'm hoping that the black beans plus the ground beef, as well as cheese and that kind of thing, would be enough. But if not, and we just need to add a little bit more oomph, this is what that is for, is to make it more of a nacho night if that's necessary. So either way, we actually enjoy using salsa, and I do have salsa in the fridge, as well as, again, I would love to make some pico de gallo. I think I have most of the ingredients other than cilantro, and I'm gonna see if I can find some cilantro for that. With the ground beef, we actually got 2 ground beefs. So the price tag in the receipt that you see that I will put at the end was for this ground beef, which is the 80%, as well as the extra lean ground beef. And I want to say it's either 93% lean or it's 86% lean. I can't remember. But either way, we got about, this one says 2.34 pounds, and the other one was about the same size, so give or take a little bit. But that was also eaten. My husband meal planned and prepped his food before I made this video, so that was also on the price tag of the receipt that you see. Some of you may be wondering, what on earth is this large thing of white vinegar for? Well, let me tell you. So we obviously talked about, we bought a barn. There is a barn out in the side of our farm over here that had a massive hole in the side of it from Hurricane Helene. It tore a huge hole in the roof, which means that for over a year, rain was pouring down into the barn. We got the roof fixed recently. There's a video on that. I will put the Journey to the Homestead playlist down in the description. That way, if you want to watch all of those or you're interested in them, you can find them there. And this is for that. So the white vinegar is for trying to make sure that there's no mold or mildew in there. We do have a couch out there that's just one of our spare couches. It was in our kids' playroom at our old house, and we would love to turn that barn into like a rec room, a playroom, a whole homeschool room, whatever we can do, even if it means that we can maybe put a TV out there, let them play games out there, board games, whatever it may be. But to do that, I just kind of want to double check that there's no issues with mold or mildew before we continue to add more furniture. And so this is one of the next steps. We fixed the hole in the roof so there's no more moisture getting in. I have kept the windows cracked because the roofer that came out thankfully kind of informed us that because it is insulated, like that barn is actually insulated. We think one of the previous owners from the farm used it as like an office or a homeschool room because it was pretty painted upstairs. There's electricity out there. There's all kinds of stuff. Like it looks pretty solid on the inside. It's actually 2 stories, which is even better. And we want to, I think the next step is to try to make sure that there's no mold and mildew. And thankfully the roofer told us that because it's insulated, it actually needs a lot of circulation. And we don't currently have electricity turned onto it because we just want to make sure that the electricity that is there is safe to use. And that would be the next step. But first things first, before we even do that, we are working on the mold and mildew. There is a little bit of like a mildewy smell in the bottom where the rain, like the bottom floor where the rain poured down straight down into it. I don't see any mold right now. Again, it's completely bone dry now that we fixed the roof, and we have left, there's windows, there's like 4 windows around the barn. We left those cracked and there's screens on them so bugs can't get in. we left them cracked so that airflow can get in there, which has seemed to be working just fine. But I know spores can survive that. So, and they can just kind of rear their ugly heads whenever. And that's where this comes in. It's a large bottle of it. And I'm hoping to kind of spray, pour, whatever it is. If y'all have suggestions, I'd love to hear it. I will be using this for that reason. That's why it's so big and why I have so much of it. But hopefully that will help. One of the other things I had on my list was paper plates. And as you can see, we already opened them up. And this is a gift to myself. We do use these frequently. I use regular bowls, regular silverware, but in the meantime, while we're in the process of moving, we have been using a lot of paper products, and I am okay with that. I know that it's not the best option, but when you're trying to focus on helping organize the house, going through all the boxes and trying to find places and downsizing. We went from a 2,600 square foot house down to a 1,200 square foot house with 6 people. That's a big difference. And so trying to find spaces for all the things has been a little stressful. So my mental capacity, this is what we got. This is what we use. And I'm completely okay with it. So that's kind of more of a gift to myself. The next thing, I showed you the purple onions. We're gonna try that for salsa, pico de gallo. I can't say that word, pico de gallo, as well as the fajita dish. So we talked about that. I got French bread, or no, did I get French or Italian? I think I got Italian bread. I was debating between French bread or Italian bread and I couldn't decide, but I ended up with Italian bread. This is for the potato chowder night, and we just love bread. And again, typically I bake it, so it's such a struggle to actually buy this when I know I could just make it. But I'm giving myself grace, and I know that we are just really busy right now. It's a season, and I'm so grateful to be here that it is okay. We can just go ahead and buy it. This, I know Aldi has really great baked goods. They're really well priced. Some of them you can buy for like $1 or something, and so I'm not too worried about it. But we love having a loaf of baked bread with our potato chowder. So this is what that is for. And then of course, you can't go a week without sandwich bread, just in case. Another kind of version of fast food, which I know is kind of a lame version, but we can do grilled cheeses, we can do sandwiches, BLTs, we can do all kinds of stuff with this. And you know, you can spice it up. You can do, we have leftover, I think it's Gruyere cheese is how you pronounce it. And my son loves Gruyere cheese with ham and mustard. And that's like a French type sandwich, because we actually got it from a cultural book and he was so excited to make it. So this is one of our go-tos. Obviously, we keep that present. We already talked about the bagels, and for dinner, one of my other meals is, and I kind of have it for both. We have multiple options on my list. I gave myself multiple options. That way depending on how well I'm feeling about cooking. One of them is the chicken. I already have rice, I already have chicken, and I already have teriyaki marinade or teriyaki sauce to cook it in. So I could do broccoli, chicken, and rice, teriyaki Chinese meal, or I could do grilled chicken with like a honey glaze that's a sheet pan meal, because I already have potatoes, as well as I still have like small potatoes too that I need to use up, and maybe with some asparagus. And my kids love roasted asparagus. If you've never tried roasted vegetables, you are missing out. I grew up on steamed vegetables, and to be honest, never loved them because they were mushy and bland, and I just didn't like them. Once we discovered roasted vegetables, my kids and I have never looked back. We love it. I'm still working on my husband. He's not a vegetable person, but he has actually come quite around. We've gotten quite a few vegetables that he enjoys now. So we are on our way, and the kids have absolutely loved roasted vegetables. I just put parchment paper down. I get olive oil with salt and pepper, 365 degrees for like 20 minutes depending, but they turn out great. You just want them like a little toasted on top. Sometimes I even turn the broil on if I feel like they're not going fast enough, and they taste great. We could do the same with this. So instead of doing the teriyaki chicken Chinese dinner, we could also do roasted broccoli with like grilled chicken and macaroni and cheese, or whatever or I still have this massive bag of potatoes, so I could turn this into mashed potatoes too. There's multiple options when you give yourself, if you buy in bulk or buy things, plan ahead for what you think you're going to use them for, because there's multiple options you can use them for. And again, pantry shop. That is one of the biggest ways that I save money, utilizing leftovers as well as seeing what we already have and applying it to the meal plan for the next week. This is a meal that we already kind of discussed, that the lettuce, the romaine lettuce, obviously we could use it for sandwiches. There's 3 heads of it. But the biggest thing we're going to use this for is the chicken salad. So, or the Caesar salad with chicken on top. But that's what that is for. And then I got 2, this is slightly obnoxious. I got 2 bags, large bags of grapes. They were so sweet, and I knew my family would go through them fast, and then I was going to be very disappointed. So I got 2 large bags of grapes because my kids go through them really quick. I also have to admit that I got a pint of blueberries, and my daughter and I may or may not have completely finished the entire pint, but I did get them on today's list. So if you see them on the receipt at the end, that is why they should be here, but I accidentally threw away the plastic container, and my daughter and I enjoyed them. So that's what theirs are for. We also have tomatoes for whoever wants to use them for sandwiches. If I need a little bit more tomato in the taco dish, we can do that, or the fajita dish. I don't really know what it's called or what I'm gonna call it yet, but we're gonna try. We also are gonna put these peppers in there. So we'll have corn, black beans, peppers, maybe some more tomatoes like the Roma tomatoes, but we also have the Rotel tomatoes. And that's just gonna add lots of flavor. Of course, taco seasoning as well is a must. And then these are just for snacking. These are the baby cucumbers that you can get at Aldi. We normally get the large ones, but I have noticed that my kids love these as well. So I just like to switch it up every once in a while. And then we are not a pre-made food, snacky food family. We do love our chips. I have to completely admit, we like chips. And so we do have quite a few chips. I didn't need to buy any today other than the tortilla chips because we still had quite a bit left over from vacation. So we have those. But other than the chips, we really don't buy a whole lot of pre-made foods or pre-made snacks or anything like that. So a lot of times I try to push my kids towards like carrots and ranch, or just a cucumber cut up with ranch, or yogurt, cheese, and pepperoni and crackers, kind of like a mini charcuterie board. They actually don't seem to mind that too much. When we go on vacation like we did, we will buy the snacky foods just because that's the treat, and it makes it more of a treat versus just eating it all the time. I don't want my kids really eating it all the time, and I don't think that they really mind so much. One of their other favorite snacks is bananas, which I've talked about this one many times. If you've watched this channel for any length of time, you will have seen this one. But my daughters absolutely love bananas slathered with peanut butter and rolled in chocolate chips. And yes, it's adding chocolate, but that versus like a Chewy bar or a pre-made snacky food that is, you don't really know what's in it. I know exactly what's in this. It's a banana, peanut butter, and chocolate chips. So it's really kind of, it's just a simple snack that is much healthier option, and I will take it. I will give them a banana any day. I don't know if you can see it back here, but we do keep a bowl here on the counter. It used to be in the middle of our island at our old house. Here, I'm just gonna leave it on the counter. Right now there's just apples because that's what we had before I went to the grocery store and what we had left over from our vacation. But I normally keep fruit and vegetables in here of all kinds, and this is kind of my go-to bowl. If they say they're hungry, I say, okay, grab an apple, grab a peach, grab a cucumber, carrots, whatever. Even if it's not in here, that doesn't necessarily mean it's off limits. I almost never say no to fruits and vegetables. If they want to go for those, or if they say they're hungry, that's kind of my go-to for them. I leave that there even if I'm cooking. I will say one of my tricks for getting my kids to eat more vegetables, and they do great with this. I learned it from my stepmom. I don't think she realized she was doing it, but she would kind of leave some vegetables out while cooking dinner for the kids to snack on whenever we were there eating dinner. And I kind of took that idea and ran with it because I started thinking about it, and I was like, you know, if I'm cooking dinner and my kids are starving while I'm cooking dinner and they see me in the kitchen, they know it's coming, but they pester you constantly when you're trying to cook the meal. Well, I got the idea from her, and I decided, okay, I would much rather them fill up on the healthy option than like my mashed potatoes or whatever it may be that's the side, or macaroni and cheese. So I started making my vegetables first, and then I would tell them, hey, you can snack on this. It's going to be the side for dinner, but if you're hungry, you can go ahead and start eating it. they devour it. If I do it that way, it gives them, for one, it kind of gets them out of your hair. It allows them to have something that they can snack on. If they say, oh, I'm hungry, Mom, when is it gonna be ready? When's dinner ready? That is one of the best ideas that we have done and that we have started, is letting the kids snack while you're actually cooking. And they're snacking on your side dish that you're gonna be eating for dinner anyway, and it's the healthier option versus like the macaroni and cheese or whatever the other side dishes may be. So I'm completely fine with that, but this is, again, our other go-to is our handy dandy wooden bowl right there. I just want to take this time to say thank you so much for joining me here today at Autumnly at Home as we did a large grocery haul. We reviewed the grocery haul, we did all the things, and I really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day. I will put a playlist right here that you are welcome to go ahead and watch until my next upload. I upload every Friday at 5 o'clock, and this playlist is a Shop With Me playlist so that you can watch until my next upload. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I hope to see you guys next time.